This is July 9th, 2026 edition of Hockey Thursday. We are locked in. It's going to be a very long episode. We literally have an hour left to stream just so we have plenty of time for this. This will take a while. So we are going to lock in and try to get this done here, chat. Are we ready? It is Hockey Thursday and we are absolutely hyped here. I'm full screen so I can tell you what we are doing today. We're going over NHL transactions since last NHL Wednesday. NHL Thursday. We're going to do the same thing, like transactions since last NHL Thursday. We're going to do that for NHL, PWHL, college hockey updates since then, AHL, QMJHL, OHL, WHL, and USHL. And then we'll talk about each league when the time comes. Like NHL, like after I'm done with all the transactions, I have a little bit of talk about NHL, same thing, PWHL, so on and so forth. Let's lock in. We got a long episode ahead of us, right? A lot of yapping, a lot of talking. I'm already thirsty as it is. My throat is already dry as it is. So we're just gonna yap our guns off. Feel free, if you are in chat, feel free to the yawn is not helping me, dog. If you're in chat, feel free to share your opinions. If you're on YouTube, feel free to comment your opinions. I will read your comments. I read all comments. Again, if you're in Twitch, let me know your opinion. Join the Twitch if you're not in the Twitch. On TikTok as well, whatever the case may be. Just feel free to share your opinion wherever you're at, whatever social media platform you are on. So yeah, we ready to start yapping? Do it. Okay. So this is starting back on June 18th. Is when we're gonna start here. Andre Gasol traded to San Jose from Boston with the 2026 fourth round pick for a fourth and a fifth. Not big of a trade there. Spencer Carberry signed a contract extension with Washington, the coach. So yeah, Darren Radish traded to Toronto for a fifth. Again, Darren Radish with a free agent, so Tampa just got a fifth out of him because again he was leaving anyway, so Tampa just got a fifth. You know what? Hey, he's leaving anyways. Might as well get a free fifth out of it, you know. And the Leafs guaranteed getting his rights. He immediately signed an 8-year, $68 million contract as part of the sign and trade. Overall, I really like what Darren Radish brings. He brings a very offensive heavy, like, he was so good on that power play last year for Tampa on the first unit quarterback in that power play. Hold up. This is not what I want here. Hold up. Okay, I found the website. Hold up. Chat. I got a Darren Radish. Yo, why'd I do that? Yeah, last year we had a plus 15.3 offensive rating, which is in the 97th percentile, a plus 2.8 net defensive rating in the 86th percentile, and a plus 18.1 net rating in the 98th percentile. So he's one of the top defensemen in the league last year. He got 70 points. He was so elite offensively. He's good on his skates. He's very smart. He has a wicked shot. He's a great passer as well. He's just a phenomenal piece on that power play, and that Leafs power play will look nasty next year. I can tell you that. Radish is a very good defense. He also can hold his own defense. He's not a defensive liability. He's really good in defense as well. He's a physical presence as well. He's a very well-rounded defenseman. He could definitely be the number one defenseman, which he will. They needed a number one defenseman, and they got it. Big-time move from the Leafs. Couple other moves here. Mackie Samoskowicz traded to Seattle from Florida for a first-round pick and a second-round pick. Samoskowicz, I mean, he's a good little piece. I don't mind the Samoskowicz. If you look at him last year, Mackie Samoskowicz, he was a minus 0.6 offensive rating, but he's a plus 1.8 offensive rating with overall plus 1.2 net rating. So he's a good, like, third line defensive piece. Like, he's good stick work. He's pretty physical. He's not afraid to get in the dirty areas, and he can also produce 40 to 50 points on that third line. He's a good little piece to have. A first and a second round pick for him is definitely a bit of an overpay, don't get me wrong. But I don't mind the pick off of Seattle. Overpaid, though. Overpaid. Bobby Manson has signed a 6-year, $34.5 million contract extension with Seattle. Big time. Like, again, like, Seattle's going all in. I mean, again, that's probably a bit of an overpay for McMahon, but, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Gurand, I actually played quite a few games with the Rangers last year. I remember seeing him. He was all right. Jason Dickinson signed a 5-year, $20 million contract extension with Edmonton. This is an interesting signing. I don't mind a good, like, bottom six center depth. Delorier signed on in the Hurricanes Stanley Cup parade. Brady Tkachuk traded to Florida from Ottawa for 2026 first round, two 2026 first round picks, 2029 first round pick, and a 2027 second round pick. The Florida team has the best forward core in the game of hockey, and so just listen to this, bro. Just take a peep at what this forward core is. First line would be, as of right now, it would be Brady Tkachuk. I don't think this is what it is. It would be Verhaeghe, Barkov, Reinhart, and then Bennett, and then both the Tkachuks on the second line. Lester Rainen, Lundell, Marchand, Vilmanis, Lars Eller, and Garnett Hathaway in the fourth line. That is just so good. Like, the second line's a rat line. They can produce a lot of offense. They play both ways. They're very physical. They have enforcers. The first line's a lot of Barkov's obviously a 90 to 100 point Selke level player. He's a phenomenal number one center. Carter Verhaeghe can get 40. He can definitely get 40 goals. Sam Reinhart also has got 50 goals before. They're so good. Marchand, obviously, people forgetting the Marchand can get you 60 points on that third line. Lundell can get you 60 points on that third line. A baby Barkov. Lester Rainen can get you 50 points on that third line. Just a very deep team. The defense is no slacking either. Then they obviously picked up Jacob Markstrom, that's going to be make or break this year for this team. And the Panthers are going to be really good. Obviously, but the Senators got a couple first-round picks from them. But, I mean, they'll lose your captain. The Senators are falling apart, man. Is Quinn Hughes signed for next season for the Wild? Let's see. I got you. I'll check that. Minnesota Wild. They don't have, like, any cap space. But he is... Yeah, he signed for this year. But he's expiring at the end of next year. So, yeah. That's kind of what the situation. So, technically, yeah, he's signed for next year. You have him for next year. On a pretty decent contract. I mean, all things considered. But yeah, Connor Murphy signed the 5-year, $20.5 million contract extension. Again, he's a decent bottom forward defensive defenseman. He's physical as well. Connor Murphy, not a bad piece. Jordan Kyrou traded to Washington for Connor McMichael, Michael Gastrin, and a 2026 first round pick. Connor McMichael he could definitely get you 60 points. I mean, he's a 60, 70 point, potentially 70 point. Like, good middle sixer. Like, 60 point middle sixer. He's two-way. You know, Michael Gastrin's a pretty good prospect and a first-round pick. I think the Capitals overpaid for Kyrou. I did. I think the Blues got a good hold. Michael is slightly below Kyrou, but not too far below, especially Kyrou last season. Gastrin's a pretty good prospect and a first-round pick. I think the Blues definitely won the trade, but I like what the Capitals are building here. I really like the trade for the Blues. The Blues are going to be good next year. I'm telling you, they could be a playoff team. If the William Eklund traded to Ottawa for Kasper Holttunen, Brandon Sabota, and a 2026 first-round pick. Sabota is a former USHL player. I respect all the USHL players because I'm a USHL guy, personally. And then a first-round pick. Eklund, I mean, obviously that first-round pick was the 9th overall, which we'll talk about the draft in a second. William Eklund's going to be a good piece. In the top 6 potentially for the Senators as soon as next season, probably in the top 6. He's a good little piece there. I like Eklund a lot. The Sharks are really cooking, dude. Now they get a 9th overall pick, and at this point, we're like, yeah, they're drafting a defenseman. So yeah. And then Simon Nemec actually got traded to Calgary for Maximum Slipikov, if you say his name, Etienne Morin, and a conditional 2027 first round pick, and a conditional 2028 first round pick, and a 2026 second round pick. Let me switch up Nemec here. Nemec is a good player. He's young. He's pretty skilled. Simon Nemec. Not Benoit. Nobody wants to see Simon Benoit, dog. Okay. New Jersey Devils, Simon Nemec. He's plus 1.5 offensive rating, but a minus 6.5 defensive rating. So he's very poor defensively last year. But I think it was an overpay. Like, I mean, I see the skill. I do. I see the skill. Yo, what is happening? I'm trying to search this up here. I mean, I see the skill. The puts himself in the right positions. He sprints up in the ice in all situations, activates in the point, moves upon a pass reception, tries the odd complex to give and go. He's creative. I really like his playmaking ability. He has pretty decent hockey IQ. He has a lot of movement, and I like what they have, but the overpay is just wow. That's a lot. But if you want to talk about overpay, I mean, obviously, I'm going to say this real quick before I even talk about the Byram trades. I'm a Blackhawks fan, so I'm going to tell you this honestly. Bowen Byram traded Chicago for with Jordan Greenwood for Louis Crevier, 4th overall pick, and a 2026 second-round pick. Byram, look at a stat card here. This is interesting, right? This is interesting. I don't mind Bowen Byram. He's +5 offensive rating. He wasn't great defensively. I mean, he's got a lot of work to do defensively, but he's really good offensively. He's good edges. He is a great shot. He's a great playmaker. He can really be, he has the tools to become a number 1 defenseman. If he can really be slightly better positionally, fix some of those mistakes when it comes to the back end on defense, he has all the offensive tools in the world. He's been a half a point per game player on the second pair in Buffalo. So again, if he plays on the first pair with Bedsy, I mean Bedsy's hurt, which again we'll probably talk about that in a little bit too. But I mean, if he plays with those talent that I think the Blackhawks could have, like Kanchanov is one of the most underrated players. I think he has some talent. Played with Bedard in the first pair. I could easily see him getting 50 to 60 points in that first pair. On that number 1 defense, and that 4th overall ended up being Daxton Rudolph. So I mean, it doesn't really look that bad. I think this trade is getting hated on a lot more than I think it should. I think this trade for Buffalo, at the time, it was like an A for Buffalo, and for me, it was like a C+ for Chicago. At the end, like as of right now, this current day, as I'm recording this, which is July 9th, it is for Buffalo like a B+, Chicago like a B-. Like, I really don't think it's as bad as people are saying. But Alex Tuch signed an 8-year, $84 million contract extension with Buffalo, and then immediately traded to Washington for David Kampf and a 2027 third-round pick, where they actually got a decent amount for a free agent, which just doesn't count because it was a sign-and trade, basically. But David Kampf and a 2027 third-round pick is not that bad for an already free agent. But regardless, Alex Tuch's going to fit in there perfectly on that top 6. Alex Tuch is a very good player. He is. He's just a very, very good player. He had a +9.9 offensive rating. He could also hold his own in the defense. He has very slick hands, very good hands and tail. He has a good shot. He's nice in the backhand. He can hold his own defensively. He's a good playmaker. He can really do it all on the offensive side of the ice, but he can also hold his own. He's a 60, 70 point player. He's probably a 70 point player. I would say more 70 to 80 point player in the top 6. He's a very good pickup for Washington. I really like that pickup. Jack Doherty traded to Nashville, a good middle 6 center. Not bad. Zach Benson signed a big time extension with Buffalo. Again, he really had a breakout playoff run last year. That's a good piece for Buffalo in that middle 6. David Kampf traded to Buffalo. Ian Moore signed an extension with Anaheim. That Anaheim decor is so bad. I just want to say that. The Anaheim free agency has been so bad. Val Nichushkin traded to Columbus for a 2026 second-round pick, 2027 third-round pick, and a 2028 fifth-round pick. Val Nichushkin's a very good middle 6, 60-point player. I really like Nichushkin. He's a power forward. Nichushkin is one of the more underrated players. Are the guys the Blackhawks signed good? I don't know what guys Blackhawks signed. I'll look when it comes up here. I'll let you guys know. Garnet Hathaway traded to Florida. Again, Hathaway, just more depth for the Florida Panthers. Zellweger traded to Buffalo. Anaheim's losing all the decor. Zellweger's in replacing Bowen Byram there. So they got a 4th overall pick for basically free at that point. And now we're going to the draft. Obviously, Gavin McKenna got drafted 1st overall. Gavin McKenna has all the tools to be a 100-point player in the future. He's an elite playmaker, he has elite hands, he has a phenomenal shot, he's a great one-timer, he has great playmaking. He's starting to develop physically, he can hold his own defensively. He's just a phenomenal player. He's going to fit right in there, and potentially the first power play unit. He's going to work really well in that power play. Burakovsky traded to Ottawa for Chicago for a 6th-round pick. Chicago freed up some cap space there. Earson also traded to Ottawa. Brent Burns signed a 1-year contract extension. Jordan Spence signed a 4-year, $5 million per year contract extension. A great contract for Ottawa there. Ivar Stenberg goes to San Jose. San Jose, that's an elite top 6 guy. He has the potential to be a 90-point elite playmaker on that top 6. But next season he'll probably be like a 60-point player. But he's gonna be. That's a great pick for the Sharks. I really like that pick. JJ Peterka traded to Boston from Utah for two first-round picks. JJ Peterka is a 70 to 80 point elite offensive piece. I really think that he could be great offensively. He's a great playmaker. He's a pretty good shot as well. Good on the power play. The Boston needed that offensive punch, and I think they really got it there. What team is going to get lucky, I don't know yet. There's a few teams on his trade list. It'll probably be either Minnesota, Carolina, I think. Probably be the two most realistic options. Dallas, potentially. Halen Holter traded third overall to Vancouver. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. I'm not terribly mad at it. In my opinion, he's going to be a number 2 center. I don't think he's going to be a number 1 center. I don't think he has the offensive tools or to be a number 1 center. I think he could be a number 2, 70 to 80 point, high end number 2, two-way center. I think that's what kind of way he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be quite a first line center. Maybe. Daxton Rudolph drafted 4th overall. I think this is a bit of a reach. I like the offensive tools that Daxton Rudolph provides on that blue line, but it's a bit of a reach. Pavel Dorofeyev traded to New York from Las Vegas for 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick. Dorofeyev, he can get you 80 points, 40 goals in the future. I could really see that happening. But he's a 37-goal scorer, 70 points, 37 goals, 70, 75-point guy. Just a great pickup for New York to have in the top 6. Albert Smits, again, I think it's slightly bit of a reach. I would like him down like 7th overall, maybe potentially, but it's not a terrible pick. I don't like some of his defensive laps. Some of his playmaking in his own zone, his decision making in his own zone is questionable, and I don't know how much I entirely like this pick for the Rangers. But it's not a terrible pick. He's a big guy. Carson Cales, this is one of the best picks of the draft. Carson Cales, he plays great both ends. I mean, he has great edges. He has a great shot, very good shot. He's going to be the number 1 power play unit for him, and Parekh is going to be phenomenal. 1-2 punch in the D-core for the future of Calgary. Chase Reed sealed the draft for Seattle. 7th overall, the best defenseman on the board. He is elite offensively, and he's also great defensively. He has some of the best skates, and he has probably the best offensive ceiling. He does it all on the offensive end. Vigo, I don't know what's his last name, like Bjorchek or something like that. He's gonna be the number 2 center for Winnipeg of the future. They needed a number 2 center. He might even have to play number 2 center this year. Like, that's how bad this team is. Like, they have like one good center, and that's Mark Scheifele. He might have to play number 2 center 5 for 8 as soon as his rookie year, and it's concerning for this team. But he can be a number 2 center of the future. Just I don't know about yet. Keaton Vorhoff. I mean, that's all the Sharks needed, man. Now they got Sam Dickinson and Keaton Vorhoff. They got 2 elite defensemen. If they can get a couple other defensive prospects for the future, some defensive depth, if they have their 2 elite defensemen, the Sharks are looking so good. Wyatt Cullen, 10th overall. I actually really like Cullen. Again, I've said this a lot, but he has really, really good skates. He has good handles. He's a good playmaker. He really took off for the NTDP. I like this piece. He's elite offensively. And we got Tynan Lawrence, 11th overall for the Blues. He's going to be a second line, 70-point, shutdown center. That is what it's going to be. He's a nice pickup. Alexander Command, again, middle, second line center, probably, maybe 3rd line center, probably. Morte Gustafsson for the Islanders, good middle pair. Big defenseman. Oscar Hemming, not a terrible pick. Nikita Klepkov, all offense here. He doesn't play well defensively. He's not very physical, but he has a lot of offensive tools. We'll just have to see how this pans out. They're going a lot of skill there. But back-to-back picks for the Blues. Actually, no, not back-to-back picks, but the Blues got Mason McTavish for one of the 4 first-round picks. 2 of the 4 first-round picks. McTavish can easily get you 60 to 70 points, potentially 80 points on the second-line center, plays both ends of the ice. A great pickup for the Blues. And then they got Maddox. I don't know how to say his last name, but again, he could be a 3rd-line center of the future. So they got Tynan Lawrence, Maddox, and McTavish. Those are 3 centers right there they got in this draft. It's not including what they already have. So, I mean, yeah, they got their center core pick, for sure. Dorofeyev signed a 7-year, $77 million contract extension in New York. He's a Ranger for a long time now. Ethan Belch, I really like this pick, actually. 17th overall, not terrible. I really like this pick for Utah. He's a big physical middle 6 left wing of the future. Brian Lynn for the Sharks, I really like. I mean, there's a number 3 defenseman in the future. There's Sharks. They got 3 defensemen in the future. Their D-core looking really good. D-core looking really good. I think Liam Ruck went a little bit too high. Liam Ruck is okay, but I don't think he's as good. I think JP Heilbert, all offense. I think he went a little bit high as well, but I don't mind the pick. Adam Novotny, great value pick at 24th overall. Gleb, just all physicality. Like, he will probably kill somebody in the future. Jack Hextall, late in the first, he's a lot of skill. I think there's somebody you can bank on his skill. So much skill. Tore up the USHL last season. I can really see him being somebody good. Thomas Bio, one of the steals of the draft, late in the first round. He's elite offensively. He has some of the best skates in the draft. He has really high offensive ceiling. I really like this pick for Nashville. He could be a number 1 defenseman if he really develops well. Probably number 2 defenseman, I would say, more or less. He doesn't have the defensive presence to really be, or physicality to be number 1 defenseman. He could be a number 2 defenseman for sure, though, in the future for Nashville. I really like that pick. Jackson Cover is the last pick there. Sebastian Cossa traded to Utah from Detroit, and Detroit ended up getting that JP Heilbert. Sebastian Cossa, Utah's goalie of the future if he pans out. Xavier Villeneuve, I don't know, Villeneuve, whatever, I don't know how to say his name, honestly. For Chicago, this is one of the steals of the draft as well. He's the second highest offensive defenseman at the ceiling, according to the elite prospects. He has so many tools. His skates are wonderful. He's so fluid on his skates. He has elite handles. He has a great playmaking. He has a great shot from the point. He makes a lot of smart, educated decisions. He needs to get a little bit better, like less turnovers. A little bit better defensively, a little bit more physical, but there's some stuff you can work on. But he has a lot of offensive tools. Ryan Rolbrook could be a middle 6, 3rd line physical guy who can get you 40 to 50 points in the future. I like this pick in the early 2nd round. Marcus Ruck, Penguins here, both of the Ruck brothers, not bad there. And so yeah, that's it for the main picks that I know of for the first round. Adam Nemec there, but I mean, yeah. Adam Valentini is a good pick, I think, in the 3rd round. Adam Enstrom's pretty good. Fabian Lysell, late for Ivan. That's a trade. John Carlson traded to Carolina. His free agent rights. Carolina, man. Carolina now is a great decor as it is. Now they have an elite number 1 offensive defenseman. Like Jacob Slave is still the number 1 defenseman, but John Carlson is going to be the number 1 offensive defenseman. He can definitely get you 60, 70 points on the back end. He's so good offensively. He'll be the number 1 in the power play unit of the Gothenburg now. Hurricanes are going to be even better now. That's huge. Michael Burchild, I really like that pick in the 4th round. He has quite a bit of skill. Carl Axelson in the 4th round. He's a good goalie from Muskegon last year. Almost won the championship. Evan Jardino has a lot of skill. Brady Nowling is a pretty good pick there, goaltender. Any other? Parker Snell, goalkeeper there, goaltender. Cooper Solier from Sioux Falls. But yeah, that's kind of that. And then if we go up here, free agency's about to start here soon after this. Look here, and Rocco Gudis traded to Florida. He's back in the Florida uniform. Costa 2-year contract. AJ Greer 4-year contract. Jacob Markstrom traded to Florida from New Jersey for prospect Evan Rodriguez, Jesper Boquist, and Ben Steeves. So a few NHL players there. I really like that move from New Jersey. Jake Allen was low-key better than Markstrom for most of that year, and they got a couple of Evan Rodriguez and Boquist, a couple of bottom 6 depth pieces, and then Byron signed to a 6-year, $75 million contract extension. Again, this seems really bad, but you gotta hear it out. As soon as Cale McCarr and Quinn Hughes get like $20 million a year, this is not gonna look that bad. But Owen Byram's gonna shock a lot of people. He's gonna get 60 points next year. He's gonna get 60 points next year. He's gonna get mid 50 to low 60 points, around 50 to 60 points next year, and that contract isn't gonna look too bad. He's gonna develop well. I don't think that contract's going to look too bad in a couple years. Alan Zellweger signed a 3-year, $3 million per year contract. Just like, what a contract for Buffalo. Then, like, what, number 3, number 4 defenseman? What a contract. We'll be the number 4 defenseman. What a contract. Devin Levi going to Edmonton. Just test him out. Maybe he can give him something. You know, Paul Cotter went to Vancouver, Jacob Trouba signed a egregious deal to Sharks. I don't know why the Sharks are just taking on his stupid contracts. I mean, he's a decent second pair guy, but he should not be taking that much money. That's just bad. Matias Maselli signed a 1-year, $2.25 million contract with New York. Good third line, middle of six potentially. Left winger, very good contract for New York. Trevor TVR, pretty good contract with Pittsburgh, helping that second pair. Miller Chari, good depth piece for Philly. Stuart Skinner goes to Winnipeg. Jack Roslovic, a very, very good contract to Toronto. Thought they got him that good of a contract. Tyson Forrester re-signed Philly. Ncaa, one of the best penalty killers in the league. I really like this contract for Tampa Bay. I bet their penalty kill goes up. Again, he's a good middle six, speedy guy. He can get you 30 or 40 points in the bottom six while being a top tier penalty killer. Corey Perry, good death piece for only $1 million a year. Lomberg, a little over $1 million a year. If he could be a fourth liner. Ian Cole, third pair, veteran defenseman who can block a lot of shots. Cole Smith, he probably a fourth liner at best. Jaden Schwartz, pretty good contract for some depth for Colorado. Mackie Samuskovic actually extended with Seattle, the guy they just picked up. Same thing as Earson with Ottawa, he re-signed. Ivan Demidov actually had a really good contract. I like this contract for Ivan Demidov. He's going to be a top six player for the Montreal Canadiens team. Nico Hischier sent a big-time contract to New Jersey. Yeah, huge for Musharainen. Big-time contract extension, third-line center or fourth-line center. No, he'd probably be bottom six. Probably playing that third line. Korpisalo traded to New York. Rangers need a backup for Eagle, so Eagle doesn't have to play 70 games a year nearly. Bork and Lyubushkin both go to Dallas. To Nashville from Dallas. Good stuff there from them. Andrei Kuzmenko, $5 million contract for Pittsburgh. Again, they got a lot of depth. Bjorkström, more depth in New York. Yeah. A couple of Stenlund's a good, depth piece under $3 million. Boone Jenner, this is a big one. 4-year, $23 million contract extension with Washington. Again, Boone Jenner's going to probably play in that middle six for Washington. He could definitely get you 50 points if he plays with the right people. I mean, this is just a really good pickup for Washington. They're really stacking up. Vincent Trocheck traded to Utah for Sean Durzi, who can be a top 4 defenseman. A good prospect and a 2027 third-round pick. This is really good value for Utah. I like to trade for Utah. Vincent Trocheck could be the number 1 center next year. If he plays the number 1 center, he could probably get 70 points next year. If he plays the Clayton Keller, 60 to 70 points. He's really versatile. He could play anywhere in the lineup. Yeah. Again, Nurse for San Jose, that's another bad contract that the Sharks took on. They're going to turn in Anaheim. They're wasting the salary cap. I don't like it. I mean, Nurse is not a bad second pair guy. But it just, I don't understand the contract. Why are they taking on his contract? Andrews Lee signed to Utah, 3-year, $16.2 million contract. Utah, that's another third-line left winger. Utah has a lot more depth now. Victor Olofsson to Utah. Kasperi Kapanen re-signed with Edmonton. Scott Laughton actually signed a pretty decent contract with LA. He could be a fourth-line piece. Lost Eller, fourth line, more depth for Florida. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happened there. And then here we go to the second. John Carlson actually goes to Tampa Bay. John Carlson to Tampa Bay, 2-year, $17 million contract with Tampa. And here's the thing. Tampa now. Tampa's he kind of going to replace Darren Radish now. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be as good as Darren Radish, but he can be very good offensively. Decent defensively. He's pretty physical. They're going to try to get him to replace Darren Radish in that back end. So, yeah, Alex Ovechkin won last year in Washington and one last run for Ovi. He signed a 1-year contract. Jacob Middleton, a very good second pair shutdown defenseman for Calgary. That'll help them out. But Wild got a third-line center. They needed that center depth. Oli Mata to play in that bottom 4 for Minnesota. I like the trade for both teams. I do. I think that's a win-win trade. I really do. Jakub Jovic, 3-year contract extension with Montreal. I mean, it's good value because of what he did last year in the playoffs. Jimmy Benn, 1 year, $850,000 contract. Not much there. Not really much here. Drew Commesso re-signed with Chicago. Owen Michaels signed with Edmonton. Simon Nemec signed a 5-year big-time contract with Calgary. Ben Steve signed with New Jersey because they traded him. Jack Hughes a free agent? No, I don't think so. No, he's not. Actually, no, he's not. He's not. He just re-signed a pretty sure not too long ago. Barrett Hayton signed 1 year, nearly less than $5 million contract. Again, Mammoth with the depth. They have so much more depth now. And that's it. Couple of key free agents like draft things. Mammoth have so much more depth. Panthers are going to make the playoffs next year because of how much depth they have. Here's kind of what I'm thinking for the playoffs, right? Playoff teams are going to be this. In the Central, it's going to be the playoff teams, like the actual teams of the playoffs, like the 1, 2, 3, no order. In the Central, it's going to be the Wild, no order, Wild, Avalanche, Mammoth. I think Mammoth will take the Stars. In the Central. In the Pacific, it will be Oilers, Knights, Sharks. Yeah. And then it will be in the Atlantic. Oh my God, it'll be Florida, Toronto. Oh my goodness. I think Toronto, Florida, and if there's a team I'm missing. No, not really. Oh, and Tampa, I guess. Tampa could be there. And, oh my God, who's going to be there too? I don't know. I think Buffalo falls out of there. I really do. Montreal. It'd be Toronto, Florida, Montreal. Buffalo and Tampa would be just below them. And then in the Metro, it'd be Hurricanes and Capitals are far and away the best team out of that those division. Third spot, it's a toss-up, dude. I could see the Rangers bouncing back big time. I could see the Devils bouncing back big time. Flyers will still be a decent team. I think the Flyers will fall out. I don't know. I'd have to think about that for sure. Who's gonna get that third spot in the Metro? But yeah, I think the Mammoth are gonna be much improved. Florida's gonna be insanely improved. Toronto's gonna be insanely improved as well. Teams that are gonna fall off. Flyers are gonna miss the playoffs. I think Dallas are gonna fall off a little bit. Not hugely, but they'll fall off a bit. I think the Ducks will fall off a decent amount. Capitals are gonna be improved a lot. Penguins are gonna probably fall down a bit. But just like, yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking right now for that. For the NHL talk for now. PWHL transactions. I didn't get much time left. That took like 30 minutes, but that was the majority of it. I knew that was gonna take the longest. So this is since the 23rd of June. So here, I don't really know much of these players, I'm gonna be honest. Max Boone, I recognize. Again, a couple of these pieces, you can kind of see here. What's happening? Why are these not PWHL? Hold up, these are not PWHL. That's not. No. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, now I recognize more of these people. Abby Warwick goes to resigns with Montreal. Abby Levy goes to PWHL San Jose. Hensley goes to PWHL Las Vegas from Minnesota Frost. That sucks for Frost. Yeah, I'm a Frost fan personally. Maggie Connors goes to San Jose. Stecklin goes to resigns with the Frost. So does Zemwickle. A couple of other pieces here. Abby Hustler goes to Hamilton. And yeah, I mean, here's a couple of other pieces that are changing hands here. Changing hands. Hillary Knight goes to resigns to Detroit. Here he goes to Detroit, I guess. Yeah. That's that. I mean, you kind of look through this here. Quite a bit of changes, but nothing too insane. Nothing too insane there. Yes, I'm using ChatGPT again for sports news, okay? Nothing really happens there. Programs continue recording former CHL players. Transfer portal tracker shows dozens of significant news. Oh, this is college hockey updates, by the way, if you're wondering. NHL camps. Teams largely compete for the rosters, and then more camps. So nothing really happened when it comes to college hockey. Men's, this is men's, by the way. But, yeah. Nothing really happened there. Latest AHL transactions. If you look through here, Matt Davis. Yeah, I mean, we kind of can go through here a little bit. Dylan Dubé actually goes to the Blues. But gets called up a little bit. Gets called up there. Yeah. Want to go through here so you guys are up to date on this. I don't really know most of these players, to be honest. Kevin Rooney, yeah. He got sent down. Again, like, the PWHL and the AHL really started following last year. Like, halfway through last year, so bear with me and stuff that I don't know about it. My bad. That's my Xbox. It's unplugged. It's not on. So that's why that happened. QMJHL stuff. Let me just go down to the bottom here, then I'll go up with this so you guys can kind of see what's happening here. Again, I probably won't know most of these players, but I'll just go up so you guys know what's happening, so you guys can see. Sam Caulfield goes to Northeastern University. Yeah. This is the goalie in the NHL 26 that's always elite. Has elite what was I gonna say? Elite oh my god, elite potential for whatever reason. Ivan Rabakin actually goes to Chicago Wolves. Gavin Cornforth goes to the University of Massachusetts. Villanova goes to Boston University. Again, I know a few of these players from watching last year, following it last year, and just my knowledge. Lemieux goes to St. John Sea Dogs. I'm not gonna act like I know any player that I don't, but I'm gonna tell you if I do know somebody though. That's about it. But I think you guys could probably get that. Oops. So you guys have that, you know? So you guys know. OHL transactions, just probably a little bit less. I don't know, it's about the same actually. Xavier Lee goes from the Fighting Saints to Brantford. That's one of the first things that I see here. I saw Gavin Cornforth on there. Yeah, it's Gavin Cornforth. And then, Ncaa, Owen Sound Attack to Brantford, former Capital, I believe. Anthony Thomas Maroon goes from Muskegon to the London Knights. Let's see, what else is here? Jack Pridham goes from Kitchener to the University of Denver. That's a big one there. Ty Bergeron, my bad, goes from Muskegon to Windsor. Cam Reed from Kitchener Rangers. Cameron Reed to the University of Michigan. Not Chase Reed. Cameron Reed got drafted last year. Tamazuko goes from Sioux Falls to London Knights. Brady Nowling goes from US NCDP to Saginaw Spirit. Tamazuko goes from the London Knights to Quinnipiac. Teddy Spitznagel from the Ottawa 67 to Colorado College. But yeah, there's some moves here. If you recognize any of these guys or any of those things, Michael Tang goes from Madison to Niagara Ice Dogs. We got the WHL and then the USHL left, and that's it. And then we're done with shit. Here's the WHL here. Let me go to the bottom. Carson Cale from Prince George Cougars to the University of North Dakota. Titan Bergeson goes from Moorhead High to Princeton V's. This is in May, I guess. I'm not going to go that far back. I'm going to go, like, up here. So here. Mason West goes to Portland. That was a big trade. Bryce Francisco from Bobcats to Spokane Chief. Yeah. Ronan Buckberger goes from Madison to Princeton V's. That's a good piece. Liam Ruck goes from Medicine Hat Tigers to University of North Dakota. So does Marcus Ruck. Landon Dupont goes from Silvertips to the University of Michigan. That's a big one. Green check goes to the Americans, to Tri-City Americans, to the Western Michigan University. If you guard goes to Thunderbirds to Michigan State University. Owen Hayden goes from the Rockets to Thunderbirds. Ethan Zhang goes to Dallas Stars Elite, goes up to Americans. He's an addition for them. Kent Springer goes to the Storm to Swift Current Broncos. Max Oz goes from to Little Caesars to Medicine Hat. Maceo Phillips goes to Portland to Medicine Hat. Carter Sanderson goes from Muskegon to Calgary. Evan Warner goes to Moorhead High. I think I already said that maybe. And yeah. Now we got USHL transactions here, and then we're done. This is the last thing here. They're going down and down. Okay, we'll start like right there. Ryan Cameron for Cedar Rapids goes to Sioux Falls. This is a good goalie for Youngstown. I can see Youngstown being pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Jack Harry also goes to Youngstown from Little Caesars. Noah Druin also goes to Youngstown. Youngstown is a completely different team this year. Cooper Williams goes from Lincoln to Flint, so he's leaving. Mason Johnson goes to Tri-City Des Moines, but Des Moines gets 3 pieces in return. Joseph Katzian goes to Dubuque. He's going to be a new piece. So is Ali Darcy. He's also going to Dubuque. Blackberg is leaving Madison. Matt Flynn also going to Dubuque. Tom Mizuko going from leaving Sioux Falls to go to London. Luke Peltilla going to Green Bay. Chicago losing a couple pieces to Tri-State, trading them away, but they're getting Maxwell. Maxwell, I actually did some research on Maxwell. He's pretty decent. Nils Sunda from Dubuque is leaving, but David Tomlinson is coming to Dubuque. A couple of pieces there up here. Travis Lafleur going from Waterloo to Dubuque. Henry Steele leaving Cedar Rapids going to Lincoln. Let's see, we're going to go up here. Carter Sanderson leaving to go to Calgary. Hitman. Fedotov going for standing Green Bay. I don't know how that works. Michael Tango from Madison, leaving Madison. Jake Stewart going from leaving Sioux Falls. And so yeah, that's kind of USHL transactions. So you guys are kind of all up to date on that. That is going to do it for July 9th 2026 edition of Hockey Thursday. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.